StarSeries Season 20, the return of StarSeries after such a long break. For MIBR, that would be the first Tier 1 event of the new season, with NQZ as well. And for the side of BESTIA, that would be their first Tier 1 event as an organization. Full stop. They've played RMRs, they've played qualifiers, but they've never been that close to a $500,000 LAN tournament. And it all starts with a cash. MIBR have not played a single map on here since the map got reintroduced into the map pool. BESTIA starting on the CT side. Ladies and gents, let's get it.
This is it. This is to play up against some of the giants of Counter-Strike. Mal's recently winning an event. Furia, Vitality, all of them waiting on the other side. And whoever wins this will be joining them in a LAN environment and of StarSeries. Buddha, beautiful headshot against Insani, and MIBR seem to have the ball rolling in the right direction. Well, BESTIA, and they've responded nicely. 4 players already nearby. This is going to be a really tough show. LNZ's hurting. Nacho at a distance. Can't quite convert it into a pick, but BESTIA are being patient. MIBR not wanting to pull the trigger on the attack too quickly. A minute on the clock. Bernison hoping there's a way backwards for his teammates, but NQZ is sort of stuck in a position right now. Ends up getting a pick on his way out. Two as well. The headshots are chiming. Cassin finally out of his corner. And the fact that Bernison has only got 4 points of health on him does mean that this should be a simple endeavor for BESTIA. A valiant effort for MIBR to make it this close by the end.
Yeah, that was a nice attempt out of NQZ, by the way. And I was going to say he's very trapped and on an island, but LNZ was actually peeking and not being afraid for his life in order to support NQZ and allow him to get a couple of kills. Nice attempt, but a good shutdown coming out of BESTIA. We spoke about them playing a couple of maps on cash, but not really having the opportunity to play it as much. Still, obviously, a lot more than MIBR, for whom this is their first official. There's 3 maps that they've played on it. A 22-19 win over Galorys, that was in this qualifier a couple of days ago. A 13-8 win over MIBR Academy on the 11th of July. And then an 8-13 loss to the Sharks on the 10th of July. So yeah, if we're following that path, MIBR Academy should be a little bit worse than MIBR themselves, right? Just a little bit.
No, that's a fair assessment.
But technically, you never know. Because you remember Imperial beat BESTIA, but they lost to BESTIA Academy before that.
Yeah, the permutations there are a little bit odd.
Yeah. You've had some of these moments over in Europe as well over the years. There was a point in time where Big Academy was probably better than the main team. You had a point in time where
NXT at some point.
Navi Jr. could literally play the same events as Navi, and maybe you would put your money that they could even beat them in a head-to-head last year.
Very true. Very true. I'm never going to get used to the elevator music.
That was great.
Well, Tech Ball's coming in right before MIBR's first buy round. They did go for the full eco the previous, so they've got cash to invest into AK-47s and plenty of utility all around.
I'm just vibing with the tune.
Yeah, it's not the music you'd expect with a game of such gravity. Buddha experienced all the emotions in the previous game. We saw him disappointed, hurt, I get frustrated, energized, elated. I feel like we've seen so many different faces of Buddha in the past 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough when the game starts with a tech, and obviously we hope that everything's going to be all right, but we've had a fair share of these over the course of the last couple of days. We can have another conversation here, Pavlos. I think we can now focus our attention a little bit more on everything that's been going on and what that would mean for both these teams, but also for the entire picture of these qualifiers. From Europe, we had Magic and Aurora coming through. Aurora with that
did.
new lineup with Zantaris and Woxic and Wakadia staying, but Jimmy, Kickstone, and Ash arriving. Magic, that team that had the breakthrough performance a couple of months ago when they qualified for PGA Astana, right, and beat a couple of good teams there.
True.
So this tournament is already proving to be a very stacked one. And these are the teams outside of the invites. These are just the close qualifier ones.
Yeah, no, and I feel like teams like Magic are on that upward trajectory as well. They've started to gain a lot more traction in the events they've been playing. They've been winning a lot of events, side quests, and slowly gaining up the rankings. Big tournament for them, and let's see if MIBR BESTIA will be able to greet them there. So with the information gathered here from BESTIA, they know this is not much attention put into this ace side, but longer distance for the AK-47 does wonders on those two fights. I wonder if the MIBR pivot here, because it looked like a B-heavy hit, but with those two frags, you might want to change your ideas.
I think you're just doing that, right? Because LNZ still went towards Z, and he knows that they can't rotate quickly. Thomason has found a kill, but that's perfect. Now they know where he is, and Sonny can get that kill. And if you're Buddha and Nacho, you're not even thinking about going around the world and rotating back.
Might as well go back to spawn.
What a
and hear
round
the
out
radio.
of Burnson.
Yeah.
And it's good to see him do something like this as well, right? Because Burnson has been individually, and I think this is no secret to anyone. He's been the player that has been struggling the most individually on this team,
that's true.
right? Even if you compare him to the IGO of LNZ has been lights out better than Burnson in terms of individual consistency when it comes down to pure numbers. And obviously Burnson's role on this team and his positions are not the greatest, but he is a pretty experienced piece, right? He's played 3 majors already with MIBR. He's been on the team since May of 2022. He was a product of the academy before that. He's played a multitude of tier 1 events with this organization over the course of the last couple of years. So you really want him to step up, especially on a domestic level.
For now, the 2 picks that he provided were pretty much everything needed for MIBR to secure the round. Of course, he was dealing with 2 players that had not the same amount of firepower available to them. And a distance that favored his AK, but sharp headshots. Not playing around. Those are the type of kills that you should just make quick work of, and that's exactly what Burnison does. We'd all be in for a redemption story in this tournament. Really, Cheontu and Sally limited to 63 points of health for the rest of this round. Attention put into mid by both teams. 3 players now moving into Z from BESTIA. LNZ's fairly deep, and with that jump, Tomajin knows this kind of presence around. Good interruption, but MIBR had no solution to this.
Oh, Thomason follows up with another one. The player's still going on towards B, but they do have a 5v3. The only thing that the player on the side has to do is try and buy time.
And he's just hiding. An HE to delay as well, soften up the attack. Molly
got the
fails.
lineup.
Oh boy. And this vent cross as well adds to the complication. Venom Zera dies to flames. And NQZ finds himself in a very lonely world. Smoke will fade, clear view for Tomajin to take care of business. And with that, BESTIA answer back so damn smoothly.
Did Thomason, did NQZ forget the lineup about the molly? Because if that's the case, that's what it looked like. If that's the case, these are some early signs that MIBR have not really played any officials on cash, right? If you are forgetting some of these util lineups, if you are getting caught off guard like this, Tomajin is just running around and getting kills. We're talking about a transition from being a lurking, anchoring player to now being the superstar on the team. Making sure that the stake map winner prediction odds are in favor of BESTIA. Of course, make sure you take care of that or take advantage of that weekly reload, $35. Head towards the banner below the stream. Last opportunity as a grand final of the qualifier.
This time MIBR, no funny business in mid. Want to fully commit into this B side. Nacho burned up, still gets 2. And with Buddha in vent, chipping in with the damage, this is already a complicated affair for MIBR. LNZ's trying to scramble his way onto the side, but these HEs will continue to cause pressure. BESTIA is so close to this as well. It's far more difficult for MIBR to recover.
Somehow it didn't do more damage to LNZ, and he's still alive after these 2 HEs and the Molotov, but this is going to be such a difficult hold. He needs NQZ to step up.
Brilliance required, but this is far more than what they can handle in this moment. BESTIA well coordinated, a pot flash and a double peek is all that's needed for BESTIA to cross the line here.
You know what? This defense is already looking rock solid. And this is a statement out of BESTIA, right? This is what they need going into the series. That's the picture that we're painting from the very beginning. If BESTIA want to make this competitive, they need to win cash. This is the entire purpose of the Hail Mary that you're throwing in there. And so far, so good. MIBR looking a little bit flustered. They've been able to get just 1 opening kill over the course of these first 4 rounds. Or 5 at this point. Buddha, Tomajan, Nacho, Cassin, all of them have had multi-kills already. Money starting to pile up for the CTs as well. And MIBR forced to go for a bit of a half by a set piece out that A door. We might see the Face Clan wall of smoke out of LNZ.
Molly. MIBR gains site control access. We've seen BESTIA go for these 5-man retakes on this A site before. Seems to be the answer on the anti-ecos. Let's see if MIBR have a better answer to this.
Oh, he's
solution. That's annoying. And now the smokes fade. So everyone is primed for the picking. BESTIA about to devour MIBR whole. A 5-course meal. NQZ and LNZ. Just the last pieces to that feast. And all is done by BESTIA. Very methodical.
They just waited out the smokes, right? They were like, well, we know you've got pistols. You take the bomb site, that's fine. You can get a bomb plant, that's also all right. We're just gonna let you do that, but we know you don't have anything to hold on to the bomb site with. You don't have the guns, you don't have the util. The only way that you get yourselves an AK is if we gave you a fight, but we're just not gonna do that. Spam also helps, obviously, out of Thomason. But that's one of the key things about that A bomb site on cash as well. It feels like it's a very tricky and very difficult one to protect against the half buy, and especially when you know the T's don't have a lot of money. Probably the wisest thing that you can do is not have anyone on the bomb site itself. Just make sure that if, in case they have the best flashes and proper smokes and a good exec and all these Tech 9s, you're not in a position where they could surprise you and take you out. Hey, Rush.
Ooh, this time they're speeding up, MIBR. This time also BESTIA stick around in the madness. Venom's Error crossing through the smokes adds to the question marks. Ooh, a lot of damage comes through from the nades and Buddha's spray. But a 2v3 seems a bit far-fetched. Can they make it happen?
They're still giving it a go. Venom Zero is low on HP, and they have enough money to try and pull something like that off. Nacho's got an incendiary, and Buddha has a smoke.
They've got nothing to lose by taking these fights. Molly to the back of sight. Bernazin goes to the right-hand side and does not get caught. Buddha's drop, I think that's audible, it's heard. MIBR just impatient. And Sani shows his ground. Now Venom, Zera, and Bernazin fall to the hands of Nacho, but you're running out of time, and the bomb's wide into the open. And Sani chooses the right moment to swing, and MIBR have found their answer.
He doesn't go down. That's such a cool switch of pace out of MIBR. And this is one of the proofs, by the way, that they've practiced the map. What Venom Zero did there, that's the path that a lot of people are creating. You're basically just creating a tunnel for yourself in the smokes as the entry player. That's why the A-bomb side is so difficult to defend against a proper execution. Because you have the first smoke, which is essentially just smoking the Molotov of the CTs. Then you have the one that's on the cross, and then you have another one between red container and the wall that makes sure that no one can see you from highway and from the car. But if you're the first guy running in and the flashes are good, you can just follow the line of smokes. Never leave the smokes, never show yourself, and you're basically just spawning inside of the bomb side behind the CTs. It's a very cool play. And especially when you have a teammate opening door and coming in from the right-hand side, from MBK's side of the bomb side, it's very difficult for anyone being there trying to defend to actually turn around and look at you.
It's nice tech. And MIBR have it in their pocket of tricks. They haven't quite seen the bag full just yet. And a nice entry by Insani. Buddha was mollied
they
up.
have the insta-smoke for the molly as well for the boost. So MIBR have practiced the map. Apparently the failed Molotov in towards Sunroom was just a bit of a coincidence. And they must have practiced the map. They probably knew they were going to be playing it today.
Yeah, maybe that molly was just a bit of a fluke. Happens. Insani. Close and personal. Tamarjan, long distance on the angle, so he sees his opponent first, or at least well enough to end up with the frag. Kassin also gets the pick. Where is that from, though? That was from quite the distance. Over on car. Even though MIBR have gained site control and bombed down, it's Bestia with the numbers.
It could still be a little bit tricky to retake that bomb site, though. They do have 2 incendiaries, right? So the player in towards squad is going to be in a very tough spot. Even if they don't molly him out with the first one, they have a second.
Molly misses.
Does Nacho use his? Surely they realize they failed.
NQC seeing hitting. So Bernison actually. Kassin eventually finds him though, and NQZ no longer has a sight onto the bomb. That molly sure will land, but it's a little bit too late. And the bomb is defused with a kit. And Bestia right back in their winning ways.
I was just gonna say, surely with that amount of time left and with your player in towards squad alive and the bomb not planted for you, you just throw the molly instantly, take the attention away, right? Or you just peek in a lot more of a brave fashion. I guess NQZ was thinking I'm the one playing for the round, but maybe then he didn't realize the bomb was not planted for him. He did have to peek a little bit earlier. It's fine margins. Bestia with a successful retake, 6 rounds already on the CT side. Money a bit problematic for MIBR, but Insani gets another opening kill. And again in towards mid. That must have been an insane shot onto Thomason as well.
Ooh, Kassin, he's warming up. I mean, he's been playing the previous series, right? The lower bracket final, but he's loving this game so far. Hasn't budged. MIBR will try and punish, but Timo's got his teammates back. Insane. Double kill. And even though Kassin is jumping to get out of dodge, Timo repositions, ends up being caught. If Kassin isn't careful, he also could fall. Venom Zero with a double ODDIK. How has this round flipped on its head?
There's no way. Not like this. And economically, this is such a tough round as well to lose if you're Bestia. This was your opportunity. Your opportunity to just run away with an even bigger lead, and Nacho now needs to clutch up. At least they're not looking towards him. Oh,
no, they are.
He is.
Ah, timing.
No way.
Oh god, a heart attack moment. Nacho lands. Venom Zero so close. Point blank flash. Sees his opponent. Thinks his opponent moves away into the corner, but instead Venom Zero holds his ground, finds a headshot, and MIBR to clutch it up. That was crazy.
It really was. But these are the types of rounds that we've seen Bestia drop every now and again, right? Throughout this entire tournament. These are the types of rounds that we're going to see if MIBR are going to be able to take advantage of, right? And we see a second tactical timeout out of Bestia already 9 rounds in. And that tells you enough. Taking a look at the opening kills, and this is an interesting perspective now. Bestia have been able to get 5 openers. MIBR actually have 4 of them, right? So the difference is not that big. MIBR are very efficient, and these are 2 consecutive rounds in which Insani is able to get them a man advantage. And that's probably the best thing that could happen to you if you are MIBR as well, right? Unlocking Insani early on the T side, making him look and feel comfortable. Same for Venom Zero with these openers.
This is just put BESTIA on the cliff's edge. Losing this, MIBR have a stellar opportunity to close up the distance. A 1-3-1. Venom's there on a bit of a journey of his own while the rest of the team are trying to break into mid. It's Insani that's creating quite a lot of space for his team right now. But most importantly, figuring out what the setup for BESTIA is. Venom's era falls, however, so it's on the back foot for MIBR.
Yeah, that was in towards B. Buddha started there as the rotation player, trying to show a little bit of extra presence. LNZ's looking to right the wrongs, jiggling. Yeah, LNZ spotted, just deploying the smoke straight away. They do have a bit of a gap though. If they accelerate into the B bomb site early enough, that's a very well placed incendiary though. That's gonna slow them down. Rotations has arrived.
Well, Buddha's going to be smoked off for now. Insani line to the headshot, expecting where his opponent will be. One left on site. The flash from Tamuzin is insane. Nacho doubles up off the back of it. Bernison wants to aggress forwards. The flash is a little bit weak, but the molly gets his opponent out of location. BESTIA converge on the position as humanly damn possible, and it's soon enough to shut MIBR down before they get a chance to plant the bomb.
It's such great teamwork. This flash wins them everything. That's Thomason just saving the round. I know Buddha's the one to get the opening kill, then he comes back, they shut him down, and obviously it's Nacho to get the double kill. Nacho was the dead man walking. They knew exactly where he was. Everything else was mollied, cleared out. He was in towards last box. If it's not for that flash, he's not getting anything done. Maybe one kill at best.
That was a must-win for BESTIA. And they were very decisive with winning it. Cassin not quite landing the second time around, but the nade should finish the job onto LNZ. No, it's on by a thread. Cassin also dies. This can become complicated, but the bomb needs to cross onto site. Insani with the R8s. Ends up falling. Bomb in the middle of the site, and with Tomazin creating the lurk. This is curtains already. NQZ, dead man crouching. And BESTIA on 8 rounds already with 1 to spare in the half.
What a start. And they do look warmer than MIBR, right? We were praising some of these individuals. It feels like Venom Zero's had a little bit of a tough time. NQZ is far from showing his best. It feels like we've seen a decent amount of impact out of Insani, and maybe Venom Zero as well to some extent on some of these entries, but LNZ and NQZ have definitely had a bit of a tougher time going into this one. And of course, this is cash. This is the opportunity for BESTIA. Probably the best chance they're going to have to pick up a map, so we shouldn't be overly concerned about the chances of MIBR to take us to a 3-mapper. This was the picture that we were painting at the very start, that this is a series that is likely to go all the way because of the veto and how it's shaping up. But BESTIA are looking very comfortable.
Okay, MIBR with quite the entry. BESTIA wanted to test them in, but it ends up blowing up in their face. LNZ is unstoppable. Now you're trying to move into this A site. You've created a lot of space for yourself, a double-sided approach. You've got to be patient with LNZ's movement, especially considering the unknowns coming in from Truck. Cassin ends up falling, and Nacho is the last player to be found. He's been spotted, he's been shot down, and MIBR close out the half with a positive. A bit of a distance between themselves and their opponents, but BESTIA look good. 8-4 being the score, getting things going on the first map of the grand final. South American Closed Qualifier of StarSeries is here. And BESTIA so far to be in command. Can MIBR answer back their favor on their opponents' map pick, starting things off on the CT side here.
They've put themselves in a great position, BESTIA. One pistol round could take them so far, and they're just rushing in. They've got no chill about them. Venom Zero trying to slow them down.
Oh boy, Venom Zero, it's just the 2 for him as he goes down to Buddha's hands, and BESTIA close in on the site to gain full control. A 3v3, no util remaining for MIBR, so all of these picks will have to be by force. 2 angles, one already cared of. Tomasin, making sure the checker's room is his and no one else's. As Insani, LNZ joint to the hip, they move in, joint to the hip, they move to the floor.
And that should be putting them on the right track. They've played such a convincing game of Counter-Strike. And we were talking about the consecutive maps that BESTIA have won in this qualifier as well. This is where the challenge really begins. And again, Inferno's still coming up, so even if they run away with this map, this is not curtains, far from it. But BESTIA have won 8 consecutive maps. That would be 9 consecutive maps if they were to win here. That's a good start, though. What a zinger.
So, MIBR have stacked the A site as well, thinking that a gamble there could bear fruit, but the bomb is still leaning towards the south of the map. Not that the commitment has been made or anything. This is quite a lot of A control for MIBR, very deep for Bernison. It's to be expected. It's been left unchecked, uncared for. Oh, but Bernison's about to be challenged, surely. And it's Nacho with the bomb to walk in first. AK in hand. No one to bait. Bernison moving forwards. Plays it aggressive. Nearly actually ends up with a double kill. Cassin barely holding on to his life. 11 HP in total. And MIBR might have a good idea of where this hit is about to take place.
They've got all the right pieces at the right places. SMG's around. Timo looking for an edge. And Sani's able to drop Buddha, and this one is falling apart, going through the smoke. Timo's trying to save the day. They know where the scout is. They can isolate NQZ, but he's found one more. And now it's all about buying time, all about staying alive. Gaston's so low. One bullet is all they need, and it's NQZ. With the non-scope of the scout, this one goes down to the wire, but MIBR might still have something to show on Cash.
Look at the criticism on Bernison. What he just did there was huge. Able to get the first pick, the damage, and be so deep that allows the rest of MIBR to get into position quick enough for the defense. NQZ also, you've got to highlight that, the pick there, as well as a no-scope by the end. It shows why he's such a strong player and why this addition to the team has elevated their fragging abilities. It's clutch, it's needed, it's necessary. MIBR in the game with that win. This cripples BESTIA economically as well, down to the pistols. Having a bit of a harder time. Bernison taking care of Cassin as the A-site attack takes ahead. Buddha and Timo both seem like they should be falling fairly quickly. The ball at least goes down, right? There's that positive that they can think about. But MIBR will do their due diligence. Close in little by little. And overwhelm in numbers and firepower and all the rest. Smoke fades, Timo falls, the bomb will be defused, and MIBR are absolutely in this right now.
I'm starting to get intrigued, by the way, because I feel like Cash is one of these maps that has the layout to be T-sided, right? But that comes down to how good the preparation of the team is. For a team like MIBR that's playing it for the first time and has such strong individuals, maybe it could be a little bit more comfortable to be playing on the defense, right?
That comfort is short of zone in the odds as well, even though BESTIA leading 9-6. It's even Steven in regards to who Stake think will be coming out on top of this map. What's the plan? BESTIA moving in for a 4-man push into this B site. Buddha being taken care of already in mid. It's a great flash from NQZ. Venom Zera follows up on it nicely. It's a good sequence. It's simple. It's eloquent. And with Nacho's position being discovered, the rest of this round became a formality. 9-7. Oh boy.
That's a game. We've got a game on our hands. And BESTIA, first buy round coming up. What is the plan? Now, we did see some cool set pieces and execs out of MIBR, right? There was some cool spawns out of crew calls out of spawn, some rushes in towards A, some decent util, some opening kills provided, courtesy of the early boost and smoke for the molly. Let's see if BESTIA are going to be able to control the middle area of the map. There it goes, Nacho. Opening kill provided. 2 more players in towards the sandbags, though. 1 caught with an 8 in hand, but LNZ's there for the cover.
In the meantime, though, BESTIA have gained a lot of space into the A site. You're going to need to go get the bomb, though. The Martian is stuck. Has to play aggressive. Timo with a pick. Cassin with them. And this will be slightly unorthodox. Does it matter, though, when Timo does what he's done? He loses his teammate in the process. And has time to go get the bomb, even change the idea on where he wants to end up on. MIBR don't know that the bomb isn't there. They're probably scratching their heads, why hasn't he planted already?
They've got no clue what is going on. But he's got plenty of time to work with. The worst thing that MIBR could do right now is overthink the situation, right? They should stay close to one another. They're not going to really move around. The question is whether they line up and he sees both of them. Because if he gets 1 kill, that's fine. The other player can get the retrack. And Venom Zero is watching. He's not ready for the angle. The 4Ps out of LNZ is enough. MIBR dodge another bullet.
Oh, that's brilliant. And it looked like BESTIA had everything under control, right? They were winning a lot of the engagements out on mid. They did get a lot of space over to the A site. But because the bomb carrier was not on that A push, they couldn't really take care of that pace. They couldn't take advantage of it, of that instability, because then maybe BESTIA would have had an opportunity to also use Speedway to create a lurk, a flank on the mid players of MIBR, right? It changes the trajectory of that round tenfold.
Yeah. It's about stopping one of these avenues. And we kind of talked about it as well, right? When you're playing that type of a round, a lot of the times the CTs are just going to be playing A on a retake, so you don't really want to have the bomb middle, right? You want to have it going towards the extremity. At least then they can play the retake. You can play the post plant, even if you're in a man disadvantage. But in that type of a situation, it just wastes a lot of time. A quick reminder, the ATK gear giveaway. Click on the banner below the stream. Head over to our partners of ATK. You can win some gaming mice. This is the last reminder. You literally sign up for the giveaway by watching. How far can they go, though? A set piece into our single door. These pops are so dangerous. If the first guy gets shut down, then the CT should have an easy time. But if Thomason is able to open up a gap or get a kill, then it's a completely different ball game.
Thomason.
Perfect.
Simple work of this. Couldn't it be easier, really? Casual show through the park for MIBR, spearheaded by Bernardson.
That's actually mental. How easy Bernardson makes this look, right? Is the amount of security he provides. We've seen time and time again, even in this tournament, these pops working out so well because the first player doesn't get killed straight away. And then he takes the crosshair away, the second guy gets the kill, and yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. They pick up the gun, they win the round. Bernardson just shuts everybody down. Immense impact. BESTIA. I feel like now it's safe to say they have lost that momentum. We're tied up.
It's very safe to say, Ted. So, this is usually when Bestia sort of turn back, right? Because they lose a big lead, and then Buddha makes a speech, and then they suddenly lock in. Feels like it's their MO by this point.
Going A again. This time they want to make it a little bit quicker, right? You've got both Buddha and Cassin lining up you. So there's the Molly for the vent. Trying to keep these CTs at bay. But LNZ's not really going to get denied information, right? He can just re-peek, see that there's nothing out of middle. So Insani's going to start rotating back. They're going to have 3 players on A at the time of the take. And Venom Zero's got an Incendiary and an HE.
This is tough. The fake is nowhere near to being sold because Venom Zero also can figure out no one's out mid, how deep he's going. 35 seconds, it's cutting it close. These flashes and first entries need to be outstanding. Molly to the back of the site, doesn't affect the CTs. 25 seconds, they still haven't made a move. Now, walking forwards, Burners in with the first pick, traded right back, but MIBR are losing their players. Bestia are taking control. Low HP bars, but Insani has had all the time in the world to raid it over. This is ridiculous. Has it been spotted? It doesn't matter, because he ends up with a pick. HE to the middle of the site. Nacho on 1 HP, holding on to dear life. NQZ closes in. The Molly puts him into his corner, and NQZ shoves both players into the ground to MIBR for gain the lead.
Such a well-coordinated round out of MIBR. First, the information flow gathered by LNZ and towards middle. Then the support flashes out of the IGL to make sure that the MBK player can get a kill. And even after that, in the 2 versus 3, that was because of how proactive they were in towards B and in towards mid. And Sani was coming in so quickly on that flank. And sure, it was a little bit unfortunate that they turn around and the player in towards squad spots him. He still gets his kill onto Fork. HG on top of the bomb side, make sure that both these remaining tiers are 1 HP. And NQZ shuts them down as if it doesn't matter with the OP. At least the bomb plant for Bestia, so there is a little bit of hope now in terms of the money. But MIBR are dominating that CT side.
Oh, finally, Bestia. Open up.
Second boost. That's mental.
Oh, Venom. Where's that come from?
That's the second boost. Yeah. They killed LNZ, so they were never ready for a second player boosted.
Goodness. And Insani kept his push on from Z as well, so he just took over. Burners in his individual fight also successful. MIBR winning everywhere.
They've just made the map look so CT-sided with this game. It's such a cool gimmick. That double boost up the vent. And they had no aggressive presence in towards B main, so there was no way for them to know. LNZ gets killed. Venom Zero says, thank you very much. I'm just gonna gobble up those 2 kills. Devoured him. Like he really is Venom. He's gonna claim a triple. 16 kills for Venom Zero. And there's no one to fight against him. There's no antidote on the side of Bestia. They need Carnage right now, but I'm not sure if he's around.
Dude, MIBR, the whole team is firing so damn well, right? We're highlighting Venom Zero. Earlier, it was Bernazon, NQZ winning a couple of clutches, LNZ being everywhere, Insani being an absolute demon. Every single MIBR player right now is online. It took them a little bit. Bestia were definitely more warmed up on the server straight away. But if MIBR continue like this on the series, Bestia are in for a world of hurt.
And now you can finally see it. A team like MIBR, they're going to be punishing. They're not making life easy for Bestia right now, winning all of these tight situations. And you couldn't even say that Bestia have been playing a bad game per se. It's been a team effort for both sides. Everyone seems active, everyone seems warm. Cassin proving the point. That's a good start. Can you get your hands on that rifle? Answer's probably yes. But NQZ is watching with the OP. Oh, Burson's heard the bomb.
Ooh. LNZ's double is superb, though. Catches 2 out into the open to Margin, having to take most of his life away to end up with a drop. But this is not impossible. Wrong thing is that NQZ is on the other side of that barrel. So, yeah, you're not going to be having too much fun there.
It's such an expensive round, and it's not a bad half buy out of Bestia, but it's just the fact that it allows MIBR to get up to 12. And at this point, you don't care about expensive. Oh. Look at the money. Venom Zero is fully bought into this, and he's got $15,400. LNZ is on 9.7k, and Sani's over 10k. NQZ on 7.750. And MIBR get 3 opportunities to steal away Bestia's map pick, and that was supposed to be a sure thing. That was supposed to be a punish. That was an 8-4 half.
And we're seeing an aggressive boost coming out from LNZ. About to give to Margin a world of hurt. First blood for him. Switches sides. Doesn't decide to leave. Which may add to the complication as well, because Timo will continue to push. No, LNZ finally ends up falling.
He's looking for a fight, though. Look at Venom Zero's aggressive position. If he doesn't get mollied out, he's in a very good spot to potentially surprise later on. Oh my god.
Insani, the confidence to keep on going for this fight is ridiculous. He's dealing with 3 players, and he's taking everybody on. Finally goes down, but Runnison wants to follow up of his teammate's success, and with that spray transfer, it's the final nail in the coffin. What a comeback by MIBR. When Bestia slip, it's MIBR to pick up the pieces, and they never let go since.
No, absolutely not. And that was such a devastating way to lose the map as well, right? Getting an 8-4 first half, winning the pistol round in such a good position. When you look at a lot of the stats as well that are updated going into this map, I mean, Venom Zero is just becoming a bigger and bigger monster. He's playing one of the best events we've seen him ever play. Ever, right? He's on a 137, 8 maps in, heading into that Inferno. And when you look at some of these Infernos that MIBR have played, NQZ, highest rated player with 137, Venom Zero second on a 124. On the other side, the only player who's on an over 0.96 rating on Inferno in the last 3 months for Bestia is Canids, right? And he's generally always been a good Inferno oper. But he needs a little bit of support out of the rest. Tomajan, Timo, Buddha, Nacho, they need to step it up and show my MIBR what they're made of.
Let's see if they can make it work. If Bestia win this 3rd map required. Mirage coming in. If MIBR do, though, they'll be greeting the rest of the squads already in Star Series. Teams like Vitality, Furia, Mouse, Magic, Aurora. It's a stacked lineup. And they could be there alongside them. MIBR now looking to set up this B play. 3 players on the defensive side here for Bestia. The setup's not too bad, but looking to break through the smoke is what MIBR are looking to do. On the site, Bestia are fighting. Together, they'll try. Cassin unable to quite convert, but here comes the frags. Recuperates. Recalibrates. And MIBR now struggling, looking to see if they can find any advantage. Low players to the back of site. Cassin, the lowest of them all. Venom Zera picking up Buddha's headshot. If he ends up getting Cassin as well, it's doable. But with his teammate falling, he gives himself a chance. 38 HP.
Seconds.
Plenty of time to get bombed to the ground, but doesn't believe Tomajan will let him put. Oh, Venom Zera! What a quad piece! What a clutch! What a statement!
What a player! This guy is on an absolutely different level. That's why you should get excited about this MIBR lineup. It's not just Insani, it's not just NQZ, it's not just LNZ as the IGL. Venom Zero, this event has been unplayable. I don't know what's happened to him. I really don't know what the case is. I really want to know, though. Where was that? Where does that come from? I know he was already showing us a lot of potential in some of the previous events. He was looking like an exciting piece. especially when it comes down to CT sides. But this is without a doubt the best event we've ever seen out of Venom Zero. And it's such a shame this is a close qualifier and not an MVP event, by the way. Because he's been playing like an absolute beast.
So true. He's been whack.
Oh, he's been quite the opposite of whack.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
whack in the sense that it's been crazy.
Oh, whack in a good way.
Whack in the good way.
Yeah, don't turn that into a verb, please, because then there's no saving it.
What, whacking?
Yeah. Shall we move on? It's not one of these moments,
I've already
this,
moved on, Ted. I don't know about you.
This is a grand final. It's one of these moments where we need to be serious.
Well, there's a triple player setup here for Bestia, and it's not too bad of an ordeal. LNZ looking to move out first, but he does get ripped off the face of the earth, realizes there's quite the stat, and MIBR change their minds over to this A site, but there are their opponents on the move. Burners and surprised, headshotted as well. MIBR might be under a bit of trouble. The smokes actually allow Bestia to close the distance. They're on the site, the two players here, Timo and Casso, together lining up their shots. Bestia are sprinting as fast as damn possible. There's no comfort putting on the bomb into the ground. You need to focus on the back lines. That's exactly what MIBR do. And Venom Zera continuing his multi-kill sequence.
Make the right call, stack a bomb, side force by, get a 1D, do whatever you want, maybe even spawn a UFO. Venom Zera is still gonna kill all of you. He's unplayable. It feels like there isn't a situation that he can't get them out of right now. It's multi-kill after multi-kill after multi-kill. He's on a 7-0, 2 rounds in. Shout out Lorgar, our official PC partner. You can go and check them out over at Lorgar Ready to Play. See, I really want to tell you, if you get a PC from Lorgar, you're going to be playing like Venom Zero. I cannot promise that, though, because this is crack. This is alien. The PCs are phenomenal, but this is not normal out of Venom Zero.
This is not normally. Check in PC.
Yeah, check him PC. Check him everything.
What breakfast he's eating, what diet he's on.
Yeah, just run
sleeping
a full body
routine.
check. Yeah, everything.
Blood analysis.
Background check.
Let's see how he. Yeah. Have a look at his gut microbiome as well. Why not? Sani enters with a double. The only thing Bestia have got for them here is Cassin's element of surprise, which that element does not exist on the periodic table, and neither in the game anymore. Sorry. Bestia's first buy consists as an AWP in the hands of Casa and the rest of an M4A1Ss all around. Safe to say they'll need something here. Bestia's difficulty on this map has been fairly evident.
Where do you go? What do you do? First buy round for Bestia. Double app setup. Timo's gonna be closing in. The distance doesn't hard clear the left-hand side. Burst is there for the punish. And you surely know there's gonna be a second player there alongside him. LNZ, Molly. He's hurt Thomason because of it, and they've taken out the Oper. Now they can put pressure on.
MIBR are pushing their chess pieces so casually. It's like one pawn on one end, one pawn on the other, and they're slowly gaining ground. And Bestia can't really do anything about it. Now they're left with Nacho and Buddha on the other side of the world.
Yeah, already calling circles around them. First buy round happens. You've got an aggressive setup coming in. You instantly lose a player. Your Oper gets run down. Thomason is just good for one, and you might not even get to save a gun. And Sani spotted the final guy. Natural under a whole lot of pressure. He's got a full bout of Util, so he can try and create a little bit of space for himself, but there's no space when Insani's shooting like this.
So, BESTIA have been able to avoid Inferno ever since they lost it in that very first series they've had in this tournament against Imperial, which inevitably caused them to drop to that lower bracket. They haven't needed to play it against any other team since. And I think they're pretty glad about that.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I mean,
there's no avoiding
that's
it
why.
now.
Yeah, this is why we had that entire conversation, I think, right?
Sure.
That's why we talked about how important it was for them to win cash and how much of a shame it was that they didn't. This was always supposed to happen, right? MIBR was always supposed to look like the better team on Inferno, but now it feels like guys like Thomasin are much more needed, and he's doing a bit of a madness. A triple kill out of Thomasin. He's going to go back for more, but he's tagged down NQZ. Has 3 HP, 1 bullet out of the Digo of Buddha.
Sorry, I don't know why I had a squeaky voice there, but NQZ squeezing value from his round here. Buddha has 0 information. Cleared out the site. Surely he's balcony, he says. Surely he's in apartments. Or is he short? Or is he
NQZ
balcony?
knows there's no defuse kit, by the way. He can just hide.
NQZ is toying with him. He's not spotted. Buddha is checking shorts
He's
as
won the
well.
round.
No one's appeared. This is done. Just never show yourself. And because he's the master of hide and seek, he ends up running the round.
That's very tough. Even in a round like this, even with Thomasin going above and beyond, he puts on such a good shift to try and make this one winnable. But it just doesn't look so.
To be honest, that was a weaker buy from BESTIA and still an expensive one. They're able to bring that type of performance when they have a full buy.
Yeah. It's just the fact that you need the rounds at some point, right? And especially when we're talking about the T side of MIBR, it might be a case of them just not really caring how they win the rounds as long as they keep winning them. They already have enough money. It's going to be very difficult for the T's to get reset. NQZ's got over $10K.
MIBR on the move all the way through long. They're not making any silent moves. Everything is with BESTIA being in the know. Margin, back of sight. It's a one-on-one. 2v2 actually, but it's NQZ now left by himself as he loses his teammates. Tries to play aggressively, but BESTIA also in his face with 3. And finally, BESTIA able to muck around on the CT side of Inferno.
All right. Does that put a start to anything? That's the big question. They needed to. They're hoping it will. LNZ. Early presence in towards Banana. Gonna try and beat some of that Yuto. We've got a bit of a boost in towards the Porsche though. Thomasin gonna get up high. Spray is there. A lot of damage inflicted onto Buddha. Stays committed though. This is such a big risk. He couldn't go back because of the molly.
He ends up falling. Captain never leaves the ship. And this ship has sailed. MIBR. They're trying to spread BESTIA thin. Runners and being quite the nuisance now in apartments. And a lot of ground. Thing is, they've left mid unchecked. There'll always be the fear of a potential lurk. That indeed isn't happening, but what can Burners and discover here? Because 50 seconds on the clock, you can still potentially have a chance to move. Shot down, it's forced off a rotation. But the fact that there's no follow-up, 3 players will be in charge of this B-side defense.
MIBR needs to go here. They have no other choice.
Molly's out, smokes as well. No flashes, dry peeks into an AWP, ill-advised. 25 seconds. MIBR needs someone to come off huge. NQZ being led, I think he must be lucky with that one. Headshots landing to the back of the side, but Timo seizing the chance to push by the smoke. That's much more like it for BESTIA, chaining two together.
It's a very important fight, very important kill out of Tomajan, right? If he goes down, then A, they could get called back. B, there could be a panic rotation coming out of the CT side and MIBR just chill and enter B, right? But this was Tomajan just bringing in a lot of impact from the other side of the map. Shout out ATK Gear, of course. Go and check them out for the best mice in the game.
MIBR now, losing a couple in a row, are in a rough economical spot. And a couple hero rifles available for NQZ and Insani alike.
So this is not a full buy. So now the name of the game is damage, right? Take as many guns out of the hands of the CTs as possible. See what type of a position they can put these AKs in. NQZ was thinking about going for the dry peek up middle, but Molotov's going to make him reconsider for now. They do have a smoke and double flash. Judging by the round, you either go B, you smoke CT and you flash in, or if you go A, you just smoke Moto and try and run up short. But it feels like B is a safer option.
MIBR into B, get the pick onto Nacho, upgrade the rifle, and then they'll have 3 rifles available. Suddenly this is becoming a very dangerous round for BESTIA.
It is, because Nacho's playing in the blind, right? They have re-cleared middle, but they need to rotate someone back B. If MIBR are realizing it, they need to go. They need to go through the smoke.
So the smoke blocks them, but if MIBR just don't respect it, this map could be theirs. This round could be theirs, actually. Nacho, not yet tested. Timo sprays across, ends up with 1. Nacho also good for just a single pick. Bomb needs to go down, though, and it feels like BESTIA want to play aggressive. Great boost. It catches Venom's arrow by surprise, but a panic jump buys time for Insani to answer the favor. NQZ spotting out his opponent. He's all by himself, so isolation, a very real possibility. Shut down on Timo with the pick, and Insani now all to himself.
Good position.
It's a high ground. It's surprise for the first, but the second can react to it. Damage aplenty, but not the round. BESTIA, that's 3 in a row now.
Yeah, but this is a good round for MIBR. I feel like it's kind of like a gentleman's handshake between the two teams, right? Because MIBR bring in 2 hero AKs, a bunch of pistols, not a lot of util, and they still get 3 kills in a bomb plant, and that was a doable one. If NQZ is able to get 1 more, then Insani is definitely in a winnable position. It was a big triple kill out of him. And they definitely made it expensive. Looking at the money of BESTIA, MIBR could still reset that CT side economy if they win 2 in a row. But it is a much more competitive map now. It definitely feels like BESTIA have entered. It would have been a shame if that was just a whitewash, if that was just MIBR running away with a massive lead to begin with. And it started feeling like it at the start, didn't it? The first couple of rounds didn't really look as competitive. But now BESTIA are showing some teeth.
Oh, what an entry by Insani. It felt like that Molly forced MIBR back, but Insani instead uses that as an excuse to move a little bit more forwards. Nacho returns the favor, and he will stabilize for BESTIA.
NQZ can go back.
But he's
he's got the bomb. Does he? They need to call him back. He needs to just get his knife out and run. He's staying.
He might miss the timing.
I mean, the smoke is already fading, so he can't do anything. He's terrified to move.
Oh, they're running away. They realize
goodness.
nothing's gone on onto the B side. The thing is to rotate back to the A side. Oh my god, this is huge for MIBR.
There's no way. They were all here, all 3 of them, but they overcomplicated the situation, and now they're on the way back, but Nacho's been left alone. And if the spam doesn't connect, bomb's gonna get planted. This is a 3v3 post plant.
The hero of the story is Silence here. MIBR using that tool to perfection. Not impossible for the BESTIA squad, though. 2 defuse kits, a couple of flashes.
Double pull was so difficult to deal with.
Oh my god, and you even have got Bernison over in Banana as well to help out. These smokes will be an issue though. Venom Zera dealt with. You're never going to expect NQZ. He has the element of surprise. Final player discovered. NQZ needs to switch up his position. He's being fairly noisy about it, but Timo on the move, scrambling to find the time to defuse the bomb as well. Ends up falling to NQZ's grasp, and MIBR answer back.
These are the nerves. This is just that. NQZ, why would you think that the bomb carrier would be in towards pool alone? And again, look at these entries out of Insani. That's a monstrosity. Venom Zero going with the multi-kill as well, but as we said, you were never anticipating a second player in towards pool after Venom Zero goes down. It's a big clutch out of NQZ, and again, the money of Bestia still enough for a reinvestment. If they lose here, though, they're in big trouble, and Natural's gonna try and switch it up.
Oh boy. It works. NQZ gets caught. That's a big pickup for MIBR. For Bestia, actually. Bernison has a bit of an answer back, pushing through from second mid, but there is backup options available for Bestia. How is MIBR so good at entering? Every single one of them are on fire right now.
They know the B players alone. They spotted the Opera and the Apartments player.
And that's why they're calling to go for this B push. Venom Zera causing chaos towards A, making noise to make Bestia think that that's the position they're trying to take on. Footsteps to drop away the fake. Oh my word. Timo will be baited. But Timo's quicker to the trigger.
They still know where he is. And I think they've made the read that the Opera would have rotated back in towards the B bomb side, and they've heard Timo. He's so loud. They know exactly where he is.
For the chase. A silent, sneaky, beaky chase.
They don't need to plant the bomb. LNZ can just walk long and go and kill Timo, right? They know they have such a good timing right now. They will commit to the plant, though.
Oh my word, they'd be given the site for free.
Bomb has been planted.
It's all about positioning now for MIBR. Where do you place your pieces? And how accurate can you be in the process? That smoke shows the idea that there's at least someone in pit.
Venom Zero's got a molly, by the way. If he throws that in towards the apartments or in towards short, that could be massive.
LNZ unaffected. Damage done all across the board, but Buddha dropping. We'll figure that one out. Bestia, a great response. They started out on top, and they'll end up on top too.
Very impactful. Very important as well out of Bestia. A great move out of Timo, to be fair. He's able to win that straight up 1v1 against Insani, and after that to stay alive, make sure that his team has that man advantage. He was so elusive. They had the jump on him, but in retrospect, that actually works out so well. They wanted to prioritize getting that bomb planted. The stake map winner prediction odds still heavily in favor of MIBR. And of course, make sure you go and take advantage of that weekly reload of $35 by clicking the banner below the stream. It might be one of the last reminders we're going to give you about any of that. All of that depends on MIBR and Bestia. Bestia are in a prime position. You win against this force buy, you've got an opportunity to get a 6-6 tied up score at halftime. But if you lose here, this could still mean an 8-4 lead for MIBR. That would be dreadful.
The move is on. Nacho's being tested. That pillar
God.
is his natural enemy, though. This is problematic. Buddha's alone. MP9, not the optimal gun.
They know about Thomason, but they've just ignored him. They just let him have fun and started running. He's still going to be able to catch Burzum, but the bomb is dropped inside of the smoke. If they kill Buddha, this round is on, and they get the 1-for-1, and now they can run for the bomb plant. It's a similar situation to last round, but this time both LNZ and Venom Zero on full HP.
Bestia pretty close. They've got time to spare and figure this one out. See what the solution is, what the angles are. LNZ playing aggressive. 1-for-1 may not be good enough. Venom Zera is the clutch man you want to have, though.
Oh my goodness.
The Margin not expecting him there, thinking he could be Cathedral, but now is there coming a switch up. Playing the fountain, and the spray lands! Venom Zera has done it again, and LNZ is a proud leader.
This man can't do no wrong. Everything he touches is just turning into rounds, into clutches, into multi-kills, into headshots. He's elusive. He's omnipotent. Transcending everything that Bestia can do on the server. He's on 14-6 And he's been their best player all tournament long. He wants to end it here and now. Venom Zero is out of this world in this game. They just can't seem to kill him.
He's crazy. And Insani follows up as well. That's a brilliant opener. In and out from Banana as well. Doesn't fully commit to it. Instead, it's the A site that becomes the target. A high-low available for Bestia, but if MIBR throw everything they've got at this, it's going to be hard to defend. Great flash. And the rest of this round is a formality. MIBR have done it, taking over this A site, and the 8th round is guaranteed.
Look at that between Insani and Venom Zero. 26 kills at halftime. How is this fair? How do you play against it?
The thing is, you can tell what's allowed Bestia to get to the point that they've gotten to. They've got certain qualities as well. Comeback potential galore. But MIBR are a bit of a different beast than any of the rest of the competition in the field. That will be it. 8-4 for MIBR as they close out the half on their own map pick. Inferno's looking solid, and a 2-0, a very real possibility.
Made in Brazil are 5 rounds away from leaving Brazil and heading over to the main event of StarLadder StarSeries Season 20. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grand final of the South American Closed Qualifier. MIBR on the CT side of their own map pick of Inferno are just 5 rounds away from closing things out in a 2-0 fashion and grabbing that one and only spot into Series 20. Bestia, they've tried to fight back, but they need that pistol round if they want to stay in the event.
They need a bit of that comeback magic, and maybe this is where it all begins. Venom Zero, quite brutal this whole game so far, and will be starting off with first blood in the first round of the second half. Ends up being dinked, but at a distance can survive a little longer. Cassin, challenged over from Banana. Multiple players approaching. How does he end up with 2? Doesn't expect the third one to come around, but Buddha's been set up for success.
Where's he still alive?
And LNZ, all that remain, 1 versus 1. This is a bit scrappy, but Buddha's been given a chance. And if there's anyone to do it, it will be a captain v captain fight. LNZ, gets goosed. And there comes a follow-up. Buddha taking the bull by the horns. And the first round of the halftime on this T side, Bestia retrieve it.
They just needed a hero. It's as simple as that. They needed someone to step up. That's been the go-to for Bestia. Venom Zero did it so many times for MIBR in the first half, but Buddha leading by example when it was a similar situation yesterday, when they were trying to make it into the top 3. In that lower bracket final, he needed to help BESTIA revive them against Fluxo on Dust 2. Can he do it again? It's going to be definitely harder.
Not going to be an easy endeavor at all. MIBR have got a buy in them. MP9's FAMAS 5-7. Could be way worse than this. It's been a BESTIA classic to bring comebacks out of their back pockets from time to time. One of the reasons why they've been able to go undefeated so far in that lower bracket. Cass and Buddha both entry without a trade, which leaves LNZ to himself here. And if Nacho and Buddha are the first two that appear on the screen, there's a very real chance he gets a double, but with NQZ losing his life, the chances of winning this round goes to 0.
Are you ready for the Burnson highlight?
I mean, even if he ends up with 2, maybe 3, this is still difficult. Oh! He did end up with 3, but Tamajan stays behind, deals with LNZ. So no panic stations here. All calm and quiet, all chill.
That was terrifying for a second. If the apartments player had actually gone back and made a mistake and wasn't ready to pounce, then Burnson has the chance to get all 3 of these kills and then turn around, because he knew about Timo, right? They just lined up for him. They lined up very nicely for him. So yeah, if Timo was in no position for that, or if LNZ wins the fight against Thomason, that could have been a possibility. But BESTIA do win that pistol round. Shout out to Lorgar, ready to play. Go and check them out. Best PCs out there. Click the banner below the stream. It has been a good game for these pistol rounds for BESTIA. They won both pistols on the previous map. And now they've won the second one here on Inferno, so this is 3 out of 4 pistol rounds.
It's giving them the best chance to stay relevant in the game. Rasha could cash up with a smack 10, but he was fairly low already. Ends up falling quickly. Wipe the line up here. LNZ burning up. Oh boy. Anyway, round was already going to be a quick one, so might as well make it end a little bit faster.
All right, the stake map winner prediction odds still in favor of MIBR, but BESTIA are definitely giving this one a fight. Of course, the weekly reload of $35 is still on offer. The banner below the stream. MIBR, first buy round. NQZ with an AWP. Starting in towards the A-bomb side. The bomb is already making its way apartments, though. This could be a rather quick apps pop out of the T side. That's going to put a lot on Burson's table.
Needs to be a little bit careful here. NQZ on for the Shay, slow on hell, 22 HP to be exact. Bernardsson also struggling, but somehow he's able to make this focus, friend. Cassidy runs out of bullets as well as he tries to spray and will lose his life in the process. MIBR here. Venom Zero dies, but it's done enough to allow his teammates to join on time. The bomb hasn't gone down yet. BESTIA don't feel comfortable to go for it. So they have to lay low a second and figure out what the lay of the land looks like, which also provides an opportunity for NQZ to provide a lurk.
Are they ready for the apartments, though? Because they know that NQZ was playing long with the AWP, and then they heard the 2 rifle spam.
2 smokes, but those, do they really help MIBR here? I don't think so. Dry peaks needed all across the road.
Oh, he got the kill.
NQZ finds it just on time. Milliseconds in that, but it couldn't quite keep his teammate alive on time, and his position is now discovered. MIBR close in on him. and with that, introduce themselves to the CT rounds.
You know what? We were talking about Burson before the start of this game and the fact that individually he's been struggling and been a bit of an anchor for the team. Well, now he's an anchor, but in the best way possible. That flash from NQZ was absolute gold, but it's the fact that Burson stays alive for such a long time. He was never supposed to get a double kill out of this. This is a round of thin margins. NQZ getting that kill a millisecond before getting his head rocked. Bestia will try and keep the gas on. Pedal to the metal. Try and stay close. They need round number 17.
Now they do. I think the same could be said about both sides. A bit of a swing round, if you will. Could be a very decisive one for the grand scheme of things. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too over-aggressive from MIBR. Nor from Bestia.
It could become a little bit easier to hesitate, right? They have a decent amount of util. They are going back in towards the brackets, and with Timo entering apartments, it feels like it's going to be an A commitment, but they still have banana control as well. They might want to send it back. That's a big nade in towards Thomason. But the bomb is heading back B.
Slowly strolling in the direction of B indeed.
They've been re-smoked to 35 seconds, and Sani can just beat the smoke, head in towards the bomb site. And any moment now, the CTs should realize this is not going to be an A play.
Timo's duty is also important, playing anti-flank. No? Okay, joining in on the team. At the very last second, and Sani can hear this, but no realization just yet from MIBR. Self-assisted flash. Buddha able to get a kill even though he had the elbow in front of his eyes. Insani, double kill. That is ridiculous from Insani. And Bestia just in the nick of time able to put the bomb in the ground. Can they make it work with just a number below their opponents?
They're favored to do so. MIBR, triple flash, low HP on Thomason, both players stuck in towards banana. At least there's no smoke for the CT side, but they do have the defuse kits as well.
This is going to be difficult. MIBR going to waste a lot of time to clear out the site. Surprise, says Tamajin. Site yet to be cleared. Tamajin taken down. Site now has been cleared and the realization's now swinging. They should know Buddha's here. Bomb diffuser killed, and that's all Buddha needed to do. Bestia win with no survivors.
They just took a little bit too long. And they thought there was going to be someone on site. It's just the post-plan decision out of Bestia. It felt like Insani did enough. He should have never gotten a triple kill out of this. MIBR, they just couldn't pull it through. Burnson had to try and protect NQZ on the defusing. He got the kill eventually, but it wasn't quick enough. He didn't really know which side he's protecting him from. Another reminder, the 80k gear giveaway, 8 gaming mice. You can click on the banner below the stream, find out how to sign up. A bit of a giveaway. You are winning tickets just by watching the stream, but you need to link your Kick account.
Such an important round for Bestia, the previous. Now, MIBR could be in danger. Insani gets one, jumps over the flames, only tags his Achilles heel. With that, holds on even after the HEs. Do they expect him to be in the smoke? They do. So that's cleared. Look at Timo. He's on a bit of a journey of his own. Oh, Bannerson gets caught. That's a massive pig. Out of nowhere.
It's a bit terrifying, isn't it? You might not be expecting NQZ to be in towards the apartments, though, because you did kill the apps player in towards long. NQZ's got such a big play. Hold your horses.
Mother fluffer.
Oh
this
my god.
Is nuts. by NQZ. 2 picks, and you still know there's a third player around, or do you? Yes, you realize. Bomb in the ground, and Timo's going to rush to try and plant the bomb, but MIBR have been gifted an opportunity. NQZ putting them in pole position for the post.
He's coming. He's once again called the timing. He's heard one of the players going in towards balcony, the other one on top of the bomb side. They should know.
Venomzera can close out the distance and nobody will stop him. Doesn't know of this, of course, and Timo going into the cubby. Spotted in his way back. Venomzera to deal with him. Venomzera would to find both. What a sequence by NQZ. What a masterful play.
This is such a sick play out of MIBR, by the way. It's just the fact that you've got the pit/apps player in towards long, and they thought it was empty. They thought the bomb side would be clear, or maybe you'd be playing pit, you'd be playing the bomb side, or you were double long. They never thought NQZ would be inside of the apartments when you've got the apps player literally being in moto, and no one's looking. Why should they? It's an impossible timing, an impossible setup, and NQZ turns it into reality. And you know what? If you ask BESTIA right now, reality sucks.
That's one way to put it.
Look at the buy. Look at the money. That's all they've got.
Yeah, it's a rough world that they're living in. I'm sure they would have hoped they could just pinch themselves and awaken with a better status quo, but right, it's a bit miserable right now. Tech9s do permit for a potential fast play, and it does look like they might look for an apartments pop.
It almost worked last time around, right? But this time they've got 3 players here. Venomzera on the bomb side, Burnson right below him, and Burson's in a position where it's impossible to flash him, and he looks so ready. He's just playing for this.
Flashes one retaliation, an early warning sign. Venomzera ends up with 2. The bottom hasn't even been tested. Burners and jumps in. NQZ also having a piece of the pie. Nacho making it slightly competitive just to have a back and forth conversation. But MIBR take that one home and are now one stretch away from closing out this series and qualifying into StarSeries altogether.
Venomzera's 21-12. It's impossible. I mean, you could just see the smile on the face of Burnson. He's had a great map himself as well. It's probably the best map he's had all event long. Probably the best series impact-wise he's had all event long, Burnson. He's been so good at these anchor positions. And that was the full investment out of BESTIA. That wasn't some kind of a power bite that didn't really matter. That was everything they had. And now they're down to the clocks. Insani giving away his life, but you've got in LNZ farming up the eco kills.
My word.
And he will gobble up a 4-piece. It's 12 for MIBR. 4 consecutive map match and qualification points. 1 round away from joining Vitality, Furia, Mouse, Navi, Aurora, and Magic. That was the ultimate goal for MIBR. They're so close.
Literally one step. This could be it. A ticket to StarSeries 4 2026 is 1 hop away. Would it hurt slightly from that molly? HE. If this continues to be a pursuit for this B hit, MIBR are well equipped for it. Replay is strong. Insani crossing in with a flash. It's beautiful. BESTIA forced off the angle. Do they force off the play altogether? Friendly fire to Imagine both gets a frag on his opponent and his teammate. LNZ spraying forwards, and he's done so much damage. Cassin's all that remains. AWP found him to the floor. That's his comfort gun. But this is the comfort zone of MIBR. They have secured their StarSeries 4 ticket, joining the likes of Vitality, Furia, Navi, Aurora. They've qualified through the South American Closed Qualifiers.
What a result that is for MIBR.